What's up guys, welcome back to ArchitecturalEdge. In today's video, I'll be introducing you to the 3D modeling software called SketchUp, where I'll be guiding you step by step by introducing you to the interface of the SketchUp software as a whole, and also introducing you to every design tools present on the workspace of the SketchUp software. So if you're here to subscribe to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button and don't forget to turn on the notification bell so you won't miss out from all the educative lessons I'll be dropping on architectural design software in this channel. So without wasting much time, let's dive into today's lessons. Alright, so once you launch your SketchUp software, it displays this interface. This is SketchUp 2026. So we have our home, and below it we have create new model, which contains different templates which you can work with. So we have what are architectural millimeters, we have architectural inches, we have simple inches, we have simple meters, we have visualization inches, we have visualization millimeters, and also below we have open file menu. On our open file menu, it helps us navigate to a location on our computer, my device, where we can select a stored SketchUp file or a previous file we've been working on our SketchUp software. So below it we have recent file. So this recent file will contain any documents, any file, design file you've been working on in your SketchUp. So they always display on this menu below here, but we don't have any here because I've not worked on any design file on the SketchUp. I just installed the SketchUp for the sake of these lessons. All right, so I'll be selecting architectural millimeters because I'll be working on millimeters. My units of measurement are going to be on millimeters. So let's go right away by clicking architectural millimeters. All right, so this brings us to our workspace. So on our workspace, let me take off all of these tools to set it as default as the first time when you launch your SketchUp workspace. Alright, so once the interface of our workspace is being displayed, at the top we have our file menu, which contains file, edit, view, camera, draw, tools, windows, extensions, help. And below it we have what? Our tool menu, which contains each of the various tools that can enhance our draw and to make our drawing on our workspace effective. So there are some other tools I like to add to this workspace. All right, I'll come to this point. As you can see my mouse cursor on our tool menu, then I'll right click. So it display this drop down menu where we can select. So all right, I'll be selecting large tool sets. Okay, so this is it. Then I'll dunk that at the I'll dunk it at the left hand side of our workspace. All right, we can have this. So then the next to our tool sets I would like to introduce is our view. So this helps us to navigate to view a specific portion of our model while working. Either our front elevation, we have what our this isometric, we have what top, we have front, we have right view, we have what left view, we have back view, then we have what bottom. On our previous version of SketchUp, there's no top option on our view menu. All right, so I'll dock this at the top here. So I'll have to move this away. To create a space for this, I'll dunk it here. All right, we have this. So there's something I'll love to do next. I would like to, as you can see, our tool menu is eating up space on our workspace. So I would love to do this. Come to my toolbars. All right, option. Then I would like to turn off, toggle off these large icons. All right. So as you can see, just watch what happens. Immediately I toggle it off, you see our our tool menu reduce in size, so we have a clear space to work. All right, so I can just stack this closely, okay, to make it uniform. All right, so coming to our right portion of our workspace, we have our what default tree. On our default tree, we have the first, we have entry info. All right, on this entry info, it tells us more about an entry on our workspace. Okay, if we have this is an element on our workspace. So just watch what happens. Immediately I click this, you see it gives us this. If we have another entry, we have this, okay, then I select this, you see it gives us more information about this. This is giving us the area is what 40.5 meters square, while here is giving us what 22.51 meters square. So it gives us more information about a given entry, selected entry. All right, so the next we have what we have materials. So the materials gives us so many options, where we have our asphalt, concrete, bricks, fabric, glass, ground, metal. This helps us to add more details to our design when working. All right. So we have what components. On the components menu, we have it helps us categorize each component we are working on our workspace, either imported components or components we create in the workspace, so we can easily access them here and bring them back into the model at any given point. So all right, as you can see, this lady here that comes with the SketchUp, I think she's holding a laptop or an iPad. I think it's a laptop. All right, as you can see, this is the present component on our workspace, so it's appearing here. So okay, let's move forward. We have style. So the style menu helps us give us different styles, where we can get different views. So we can do this, you see it helps us add different views to the way we see our workspace. This is the default style. So we have this, as you can see, we can change to this, we can change to this. All right, so that's what happens in our, we have different option we can work with, so many of them on the style menu. Okay, all right, the next we have what environment. I won't be saying much about this. I won't be saying much about this. All right, we have the tag. The tag help us to categorize given elements on our workspace. So given entry, it help us categorize them. We can select different entries and tag them under a given tag. So all right, let's move forward. We have shadow. Here we can adjust our light, dark, um, features on our workspace, and even the time and the shadow, all of that. All right, so next we have what scene. On this scene, it helps us create a snapped view of our model while working, which we can easily refer to. Okay, let me just do this. You see, create a scene. You see we have this, immediately it pops up here. and where you can always rename the scene. So we have this. So if I move out of this portion and I still want to go to the previous scene, I can just click this. It takes me there automatically. So that's what our scene feature does on our workspace. Then we have what instruction. This help us, it gives us more information about how each of these tools work. So all right, if I pick my line tool, you see, giving us instruction on how the tools, the line tool works. All right, so let's move into our workspace in detail. So if you observed, since I opened this workspace, I've been navigating around it. For you to navigate around this workspace, you need a mouse with a middle ball that you can use to scroll in and you can scroll out. And also, if you want to pan, if you want to orbit around your model, you can orbit by pressing down the middle ball and moving it towards uh, whatsoever direction you want. All right, so pressing it down and moving towards the middle ball towards whatsoever direction you want. All right, so now below here we have our instruction bar here. It gives us instruction about a selected object, a selected tool, and also here we have what um a bar here that shows us the measurements of each distance we are drawing on our workspace. Okay, you see, as I pick a point drawing, it's showing us the distance our line tool has covered. So you can enter a value 4,000, enter, coming towards this direction 4,000. So if you observe something, okay, let me do this. Moving towards this direction, if you observe something on our workspace, we have what? Green, we have red, we have blue. So we have our green axis, we have our red axis, we have our blue axis pointing towards the up direction. All right, why this one is going towards the right direction, then this one is going forward. All right, so now, which is called our inferencing. All right, so if we pick this line tool and mark a point here, you see it's snapping on the green. Since I was moving towards the green axis, is snapping this way. So we can lock each of these axes if we want to. If you want it to go to a specified direction, you can just do this. You see, despite I'm moving towards this direction, if I tap my right arrow key on my keyboard, you see automatically it goes to the red axis. Whatsoever direction I move it, it will still remain on the red axis since I've locked it to that specified axis. All right, the next one is pressing my up arrow key. You see, it snaps and locks to my blue axis. Then the other one is pressing my left arrow key. You see, it snaps and locks to my green axis. No matter the direction I move, it remains on my green axis. Okay, so let's move forward. Then we can draw a shape with our line tool. So let me enter the value 4,000, enter. Snap to my red axis, another 4,000, enter. Come to this place, to my green axis. So I can pick a point. What the SketchUp work with what we call inference engine. All right, it helps us snap to a given point. You see, it's snapping on this green axis and also giving us these dots to tell us that yes, okay, we are on the same line now. All right, we are on the same axis now. All right, so I can snap this here. As you can see below where our units of measurements is showing, we have 4,000 millimeters. All right, to show it's accurate. Okay, so we can snap here too. So you see our SketchUp we have what we call um, edges and face. So whenever we have three or more edges, it gives us, it produce a face. So all of these lines are called edges. They are called edge. Okay, these are the edges. So bringing three or more edges together, it produce a face. So this face is independent from the edges. I can delete this face. You see, our edges still remain, and I can simply bring it back by using our line tool. You see, immediately we have this back. So we have some simple shortcuts we can use to access most of these tools. You can see them on your tool category. All right, let's see this on our, sorry, on our file menu, tools. Okay, you can see erase E, paint bucket B, move M, rotate Q, scale X S, then push or pull P, offset F, tape measure T. All right, so now I'll be using most of these shortcuts as we move forward. All right, so now the next tool we are going to move into is our orbit. If you can see this orbit, you might have been wondering, I've been moving around. I'm using my middle button by pressing it down and be moving around my workspace. So but you can pick the orbit tool here, and you can use your left click. You can left click and navigate this way, but I don't use this. I don't even come to this area to pick my orbit tools because I already have my middle wheel button here. So once I press it down, press my middle wheel button down this way, I can navigate. It immediately activates the orbit tool. Then also we have what, our pan. This is pan. You can shift your object on your workspace, left or right, up or bottom. All right, but you can also access your pan tool by pressing down your middle wheel and holding your shift key. You see, pressing down your middle wheel and holding your shift key. All right, so the next we have what, we have zoom extend. You have your zoom. You can use this zoom, and you see, zoom, but I don't use this because I have my middle wheel already. You can just use your middle wheel to zoom in and out. All right, then we have our what, zoom extend. The use of this zoom extend, let's assume we are working on this model, then we get lost to a point where we can navigate our way out this way. So you can just click on your zoom extend. It immediately brings you out of where you are stuck. All right, so next, let's do this. Let's come to the tools called tape. Tape. All right, the tape now you can use to give a measurement. All right, let's say 1000. Okay, another 1000. Enter. So with this now, then we also have another tool which we call the right angle tool. Okay, this right angle tool, it can perform same function as the line tool, and it makes it much easier and faster. All right, most especially when you are drawing a perfect square or a right angle. Okay, let's do this. Let's draw same size of shape as this. We can enter the value 4000, comma, now we are using our square tool, our right angle tool, 4000. Enter. You see we have the same size of shape here, which is a square, 4 by 4, 4000 millimeters by 4000 millimeters. You see, just with one click we could achieve this, but using the line tool we went four corners. before we were able to achieve this. Okay, so now having this tape here, you can pick your square, your right angle tool, and you can just do this. So our tape help us to create a guideline for a given portion we want to draw. Okay, so you see, I just hit on my Ctrl Z to undo, Ctrl Y to redo, Ctrl Z to undo this. So then we have what? Our erase. The erase, now we can clean any portion we don't want. You see, immediately this disappear. I clean the edge and the face disappear. So you just have to have either a 3 closed edge or more. Once you have 3 or more closed edge, we have what? A face. So the SketchUp is in our workspace, we have what? On our model, we have edges and face. Anytime 3 or more edges are enclosed, we have what? A face. So the next online is our push tool. Okay, we can push this up 3000, 3000, sorry, 3000. Okay, we have this, you see. Then we can extend this, let's say another 3000. You see, that's the job of another 3000. That's the job of our push tool. We can go up and down, up and down. So there's a feature again on our push tool. When you pick your push tool, you can click on your control. You can tap your control key on your keyboard. So it immediately give us what? A plus icon. If you go close to your push tool, you see a plus sign appears on our push tool. So this, what does this plus sign means? It means it's going to give you a demarcation between your initial surface and the new pushed surface. So we have, let me enter the value 3000 again. So you see, we have a demarcation between these two surfaces, provided you activate the plus sign by hitting your control key on your keyboard. Okay, let me hit on my Ctrl Z. Okay, so next I can do this. I can come to this point. You see, if I'm finding it difficult to snap on a particular axis I want, I can just use my arrow keys to lock that up. So pressing up, you see automatically it locks here. So I can enter the value 2500 and this. I can bring it here. You see immediately what? I have a surface here by having how many? 3 edges. 1, 2, 3. And I can do this also. You see, I have a surface here. Then there's one other tool I would like to introduce to us. We have the we have what? The measure angles, like a protractor is a protractor. So we can do this, pick these points, so you can move at whatsoever direction you want. So I can move this just as a protractor, you know, in your mathematical set. Okay, we can push it to the point and target 45 degrees. As you can see, it's giving us angle 45 degrees by entering the value 45 degrees. Enter. Then I can come to this point and pick same. You see, if I'm finding it difficult to snap at the top of this object, I can press my up. You see, automatically it locks. Wheresoever I move, it's always show blue. You see, and I tap it again, it deactivates. You see, coming here green, blue. Coming to this portion is showing red. So whatsoever axis you drop your tool, it always mimic the color. It shows the color of the axis. All right, so I'll press up key, my up arrow key, then I'll pick this point, come to this place, pick another point, then open. Then we can enter the value 45 degrees again. So we have this. Then I can close this. So that's the use of our protractor. You can see. Then I can come here again and repeat same with my protractor. You enter the value of what? 45 degrees. You come to the other edge. You pick a point, pick the midpoint again. 45 degrees. Enter. So we have this. Then you can snap here and also snap your line here. Then you can join the bolts here. So as you can see now, we have what? 3 faces at the top. So we can do something here. You can select this line, then you hold down your control key. You see, immediately I hold down my control key. So one more thing I want us to know, if you pick any tools from your tool menu, to deactivate the tool, you can press your space bar. Automatically, you go back to your default tool, which is what? Select. So any tool you pick, either your push tool, spacebar, it deactivates automatically. Your tape, spacebar, it deactivates. Your right angle, spacebar, it deactivates. Your erase tool, spacebar, it deactivates. All right. So now this will bring us to our move tool, which is this. And you can also activate it by using our shortcut, which is M, by tapping M on your keyboard. All right, so our move tool is activated. So you can come to this point and just pick at the center here. Then you raise it up. You can press your up arrow key to snap on the blue axis. So you can enter the value, let's say 1800, enter. So you see we have this. Automatically we have this. You see we have a roof like shape. Then okay, we can also do something. Let's pick this line, our tape 2. Okay, let's take 1000 millimeters away here, another 1000 millimeters away here, 1000 millimeters. So we have this. Then you can pick your right angle tool. Then you can close up this portion. So we have this. You see, we have 3 faces here. Then one thing again I want us to do, from the center here, I'll pick a line. I'll lock the line by tapping my up arrow key. You see, we have this. Then I'll snap it to this edge. You see, provided I've locked it with my up arrow key on the blue axis, then I can snap to this edge. You see, it's still remaining. But once I deactivate it, my up arrow key, you see, it's moving wheresoever direction. The line is moving wheresoever direction I move to. But tapping your up arrow key, it locks it this way. Then coming to this point, you see, we have this. Then I can bring this here and also pick another line here. So you see, we have a face here too. Then I can use my E, which is erase. We have this. So what I want us to do next, you pick your line tool, you draw from this portion. You see, since we want it to be on our red axis, you can tap what? Your right arrow key to lock it here. So we have this. So as you can see, we have a void here. So to close up this void, we'll pick this point and we snap it here. We pick this point, we also snap it here. You see, we have this whole surface now. So now to make these two faces a unified face, we'll just use our erase 2 and we clean this, you see we have a unified face here. So we can now go back to our push tool, then we can push this out this way. So you see we have this shape. So with this, you should be a bit familiar with the workspace and how each most of these tools work on your workspace on your SketchUp model. Then all this tape line, which serves as our construction line, you can erase them by coming to edit, then delete guide. So we have this now. All right, so if you've come this far in this lesson, by now you should be familiar with most of the design tools present on our workspace and what each of these tools are being used for. So if you're here to subscribe to this channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, because that's a little way you can encourage me on this channel. And don't forget to comment every area you are lacking behind on our design software, so that I'll know how to help you, and it will help me to also know the next video to create to solve all of your problems. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that you won't miss out, because in our next video I'll be taking us into full detail on architectural modeling and introducing us to more advanced features on our workspace, and also other secrets that can help us be a better designer. See you in the next video.